Oh, hey, good morning, Instagram. Waiting for some people to get here, but what we're talking about right now is a very, very important thing that's going to happen today, reportedly. And that is, we got to go find the papers, hold on. That is a letter being published in the National Record by the Department of Justice. It's going to deal with stabilizing braces or arm braces. And Military Arms Channel leaked this document last night, this 16-page Department of Justice explanation of what they're doing. And what that means is this document here is going to be posted in the National Register reportedly at 9 o'clock this morning. I don't know if that's Central Time or Eastern Time. It might be happening any minute, or it might have already happened. But anyway, they're going to publish this in the National Register. And then what happens is they're asking for public comment on this. And we have 2 weeks as an industry and as gun owners, lawful gun owners, to comment on this right here. So when I first heard about this thing, I was told it is a de facto arm brace ban, and the DOJ is doing it, and that they're going to offer an amnesty period. They're going to basically say that arm brace guns are short barrel rifles and are covered under the NBA, National Basketball Association, no, the NFA. And that they were going to offer an amnesty period, right? So that you could register your SBR without paying the $200 tax stamp. They are going to retroactively waive the tax on these new SBRs, or what they're calling affected arm braces. So anyway, this is 16 pages. And I read all of it last night. I'm not going to read all of it to you right now, but you can find it at TacticalSht.com. In the article, you can download it from the Dropbox, and I highly recommend that you read it yourself. What I found in this document was very interesting. It is not a de facto ban. It very well could be the largest gun registration scheme in American history. But what they're doing in here is they're basically clarifying and putting in writing the decision-making process that the ATF technology branch uses when determining the classification of a firearm with an arm brace and or just an arm brace. Hold on, let me close my door. These fucking dogs don't stop barking, which is not a bad thing, I guess. There's probably somebody breaking in my house, but that's all right. We're good. So, anyway, this is not a de facto ban. What it says, and this is what I wanted to do the video about. I wanted to translate this 16 pages to you based on my understanding of this. And, you know, I've got a pretty significant law enforcement background. I've got a pretty significant business legal background. And so I'm reading this. They're defining how they make their determinations. I think one of the critical things in here is that they are not, in anywhere in this document, reneging on the determination letters they've already sent. You know, a week or two ago, it was leaked that they were going to go after SB Tactical for all of the arm braces that had no determination letter. And that's kind of what this thing's all about. It's saying that the industry, you know, they issue these determination letters saying that this is an arm brace or this is a pistol because it meets the definition of a pistol with the arm brace. And the industry has just said, okay, we don't have to do this determination letter thing anymore. We're just going to make everything with a fucking arm brace on it. You know, a 308 scoped rifle with an arm brace on it and an 8-inch barrel, and that's a pistol. And, you know, that's cool and everything, but, I have common sense. I knew that shit was going to come to a screeching end, and this is how they're going to do it. So what they're doing is they're defining how they do the classification. They are not reneging on the classifications that they had. And what they're doing is they're saying, okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, hold on, 10 things 10 litmus tests that they apply. Any one of these could fail it. Any one of these could pass it. But a collection of them will most definitely fail it. And what I mean by that is, when this is over with, if we don't fight it, if we don't get rid of it, if gun policy doesn't file lawsuits and win, this new method of determination will make a huge percentage of arm brace owners felons if they don't comply with the amnesty NFA registration or destroy their weapon or turn it into the ATF. Now, we're going to talk about NFA registration in a minute because everybody's scared of that shit. It's not really a big fucking deal. But anyway, the first one is type and caliber. They're saying a large caliber firearm that is impractical to fire with one hand because of recoil and other factors, even with an arm brace, is likely to be considered a rifle or a shotgun. Now, the example of that is my CMMG 458 SOCOM. I have a pistol 458 SOCOM. Under this determination definition, I will be forced to register that gun with the NFA as a short-barreled rifle because 458 SOCOM is a large caliber, it's not a pistol caliber, and it's not at all fun to shoot with one hand. Number 2, weight and length. Now this is one classification, weight plus length. So what they're saying is, if your pistol is so heavy that the average person can't hold it one-handed and fire it, then it's going to be considered a rifle or a pistol because the arm brace would be required to shoulder in order to shoot the gun accurately. And so, in that definition, a Mark 18 clone with an SBA 3 brace and a suppressor hanging off the end is not probably going to, that's probably going to be called an SBR, whereas my Diamondbacked DB, the Diamondbacked DB57, that gun will most definitely still be defined as a pistol because I can shoot it one-handed accurately. It's very light, it's very short, and it's a pistol caliber. What are pistol calibers? Pistol calibers are 9, 45, 10 millimeter, 22, 223, yeah. I'm sure that 223 is considered a pistol caliber. You could easily shoot 223 one-handed as long as the gun's not too long and as long as it's not too heavy. The next one, length of pull. Length of pull refers to the distance between the trigger and the back end of the gun. What they're saying is if the length of pull has been lengthened or is too long for that particular arm brace, it is a stock. They say that the length of pull should only be from the trigger to the arm because it's a fucking arm brace, so it can't go further than that. Anything further than that makes it a stock. Makes sense. You can't argue with that. Attachment method. Now, they're saying that if basically attachment method is talking about length of pull again. Basically saying that if you put extenders, to lengthen the pull on the arm brace, they might consider something like a folding brace that extends it to be that. Then they talk about the stabilizing brace features itself. The objective design features of the attached stabilizing brace are also relevant to classification of an assembled weapon. And basically there's a whole list of things there stating that it can't have too much rear contact surface area. It needs to not look like a stock, like the SBA 4. It needs to function as a stabilizing device better as compared to a shouldering device. And which I would think the definition of I'm telling you, the tailhook mod 1 is going to pass all this shit. I think the tailhook mod 1 is going to come out being the arm brace that works on just about everything. But wait, there's more. Aim point. This one's critical. Aim point. The appropriate aim point. Now, they're not talking about the optic. They're talking about your point of aim, point of impact. Aim point. Appropriate aim point when utilizing the attachment as a stabilizing brace. If the aim point results in an upward or downward trajectory, then it's not an arm brace. So in other words, if you strap the brace to your arm and you aim the gun, if the gun is cocked up, that's not an arm brace. If the gun is cocked down, it's not an arm brace. The gun should sit level, on target, when properly affixed to your arm. Now, don't get mad at me, guys. I'm just reading this shit to you. And I'm not siding one way or another. I think that this isn't as bad as it could be, but it's pretty fucking bad. So, secondary grip. Now, we've always known that. If you put a fucking grip on a pistol, you have an AOW, and you're a dumb fuck. Secondary grip. You put a secondary grip on it, you're done. Sights and scopes. This is new. This is very important. They're saying that if you put a sight or a scope that possesses eye relief incompatibility with one-handed firing, you have just created a short-barreled rifle. What that means is you guys that have put, built those Mark 18 clones or maybe a Recce rifle clone with an 11.3 inch barrel, and you put a pistol brace on it, and you put a fucking scope on it, you got like a loophole Mark 6. That's a motherfucking rifle according to this definition. If any optic that requires eye relief, stabilized eye relief, scopes, anything magnified, putting a magnified optic on a pistol with an arm brace could lead to it being called a short-barreled rifle. Peripheral accessories. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Peripheral accessories includes but not limited to bipods, monopods, and things that improve the accuracy of the weapon. That's pretty obvious. You put a bipod on your stabilizing brace pistol and you're an idiot. All right. Now, that's the end of the definition. Like I said, the good news in this is that they're not reversing existing classification and determination letters. What they're saying is that the industry has abused the arm brace, pistol stabilizing brace thing, and that so many manufacturers are doing it without getting their guns classified or determined that they wanted to issue this for the people that have bought those guns that may not know that they're doing felonious things. And they're going to give you an opportunity to correct the error of your ways. Now, oh man, let's talk about the NFA. So let's pretend for a second that Biden becomes president, or that Trump doesn't give a fuck, and this happens, and that 2 weeks of public comment does nothing, and that this goes into effect, which is probably going to happen. And that you own something that would be defined as NFA under this new determination of how to determine things. If that's the case, and they're offering amnesty, I know that some of you are like, that's a gun registration, fuck that. Okay, that's cool. There's lots of guns that I own that the government don't know I have. But I also own several NFA guns. I have machine guns, I have short barrel rifles, I have suppressors. They have shitloads of my fingerprints, shitloads of this beautiful face, and they know exactly where the fuck I live and that I have these things, and I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. I go on Instagram and post pictures of my gun, and so do every one of you. So what do you think they don't fucking know you have a gun? Anyway, if you have the opportunity to register these things as NFA, and it is the word of God, and you don't have to pay the fucking tax stamp, that's fucking awesome. Now, I'm not saying I agree with it in any way. I'm just saying that if you have to, and if you decide to comply, which again, I'm not saying that I recommend that either, because in this time of the world we're living in, we need to do peaceful noncompliance. I prefer to do peaceful noncompliance on things like keeping my business open and stuff like that. Peaceful noncompliance that ends up with me being butt-fucked in prison for 16 years, I'm not really into that unless things are really getting bad. Which we might be, you never know, it might be coming. But anyway, right now I'm thinking that if you have the opportunity to not have to pay any money and legally get to keep what you have, and all you have to do is get a background check and declare that you have it, yes, that is unconstitutional. Yes, that is not probably a good idea if you don't want anybody to know you have one. But outside of that, what I'm getting at is I own tons of NFA guns. And I would invite anybody else out there that owns NFA guns. Yes, repeal the NFA. We would love to see that happen. But I don't give a fuck that I have to pay $200 to own a machine gun. I don't give a fuck that I have to pay $200 to own an SBR. Matter of fact, every single gun, I've got hundreds of guns. Every single gun I own that has an arm brace on it, if they do this, I'm not going to SBR it for free with them with the arm brace. I'm going to pay the $200 and put a fucking stock on it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to SBR everything and put it all in my gun trust so that they can't fuck with it upon my death. So, anyway, 16 pages of awesomeness. Let's talk about public participation. Let's talk about the 2 weeks of public comment. They're inviting the industry and the people to public comment. Now, this isn't just gun owners. The other people that are going to comment, please remember that Moms Demand Action and Newtown and all these fucking Soros-funded bullshit-ass organizations that want to take your rights away, they're going to be commenting. They're going to be having their army of Karens go and comment on this document at the National Register. The ATF says in here, if you use profanity, your comment's going to be deleted. I would highly recommend not using profanity. Fuck you! Fuck the NFA! Fuck the ATF! Let's not use comments like repeal the NFA. Let's not use comments like molonle. Let's not use comments like come and take it. Let's not use bullshit, cliche fucking comments. I need every single gun owner that gives a fuck about freedom to go and comment on this document using intelligence and proper articulation of freedom and position. Basically, you need to be smart about this. Your comment of fuck you ATF is just going to be deleted and not going to count. Meanwhile, 5 million Karens that are saying that, this is such a great idea because it's going to save so many babies. Fuck. We need to be smart. We need to organize. We need to object this. We need gun policy and firearms policy to fight this every step of the way. Gun Owners of America, firearms policy. We need them to file lawsuits. We need manufacturers to fight this. Get determination letters on your guns. Keep selling them once they're determined. And by the way, probably the last thing I'm going to leave you with is this document right here tells me that you should never, ever, ever do a video of yourself shouldering an arm brace on Instagram again. That would not be a good idea if this happens. Because they do mention incidentally in here. And incidentally is the only way that they're cool with it. They used to have accidentally, incidentally, situationally. Now it's just incidentally. Little change I picked up in like page 15 or some shit. But anyway, I wanted to talk about this. I gotta go. I gotta finish eating my fucking mush. And I'm gonna look through your comments now. All right, let's see what we got here. I'm talking with my mouth full live on Instagram. That's funny. I have no class. All right. What's up, RW, if you're still there? Glock guy. This guy just said braces. Morning, TJ. Jap, scrap, ek. Okay. What's up, dude? I got ST Trash saying, what's up? Keep freedom alive. That's what I'm trying to do. Let's see here. Look at them guns. Thank you, man. Glock Guy 87, one of our pro shooters. Look at BC's on this motherfucker. BC, the Bravo Charlie from BC Limited Clothing Line. Gonna stop by and bring you some product for that hair. That's called bedhead, motherfucker. All right, let's see here. So what happened to the Second Amendment? The Second Amendment does not cover parts. And the Second Amendment was already fucked in the ass by the GSA and the NFA. So you need to get mad at your grandparents for allowing that to happen. Let's see here. Nice pepper beard, bro. Thank you. Do we have anything? I need a boat. I already lost my guns in the water. And you know what? That's a perfect solution too. As long as you're going to stick to that and, you're the only one that knows you have them. As long as you don't get caught, you're all good. So RW says, is this a ruling or a clarification of the law? What this is neither. This is a official determination of how they will interpret the law and determine whether or not your pistol is, in fact, an NFA item based on these 10 things. Okay, so that's how they get it done, right? This is not a law. This is the law is already there. The DOJ is saying, hey, we're going to define how the ATF enforces this law, and so that's what's going on. Let's see here. I would say 300 Blackout next duck hunt. I would say 300 Blackout is still a pistol caliber cartridge. That's a fact. So a lightweight, short 300 Blackout with an arm brace would still be perfectly legal, in my opinion. Now, I'm no attorney, but based on reading this document, that's the way I see it. Could a suppressor be considered to improve the accuracy? No, suppressors do not improve the accuracy. Suppressors can be affixed to pistols all day long. What about the CZ Scorpion Micro? It comes with a front grip. Well, I've never seen that. If it does, I guarantee you, because it's an imported gun, it's been determined to not be a grip by the ATF. And if it is a grip, it's an AOW, and you have to buy it through NFA channels. Let's see here. How would it fall if you live in a state where you legally can't own any? That is a great question. I saw another question in here about, here it is. I cannot own NFA items in Illinois. That is a great question. Matter of fact, that's an incredible question that should be articulated by tons and tons of people, whether they live in Illinois or Massachusetts or New Jersey or whatever. That is a great way to argue this bullshit. You know, what's free for one American must be free for another. So either they need to change that, or they need to force the states to allow you to own NFA guns, because the state not allowing you to do that is unconstitutional. That's a perfect example of the kind of fight we can start because of this document. You know, it might suck that we lose the ability to freely own arm braces, but it would not suck if we won the victory of allowing people to own NFA items in all 50 states. Because NFA items are cool. Let's see. We aren't smart. Most of us voted for Trump, who doesn't give a fuck. Well, who the fuck else would we have voted for? Let me ask you that. You're right. Trump doesn't give two fucks about your guns. He is a New Yorker. He pays people to carry guns. He doesn't carry one himself. He probably wouldn't know what the difference between a Glock and a Beretta. The guy doesn't. He just doesn't care. He supports the Second Amendment because he has to. In order to be part of his party, he has to. But he doesn't give a fuck about your arm brace. No, he doesn't. Pretty much the way your wife probably doesn't give a fuck about your arm brace either. My wife, I had to explain this shit to her last night. She's like, what the fuck does this mean? So I brought out 3 guns, and I was like, this is an SPR. This is a fucking gun with an arm brace on it that they say is legal, and this is a gun that would not be legal. Let's see. Okay, they want to see pictures of my guns. No. Let's see here. Whoobies says, great info. Thanks. Great shoes, bro. Yeah, no NFA in California. That's another big fucking problem. I think we've identified together a way that we can at least take a fight to these fuckers. Let's see here. Thick cock and butt. I'm not sure what that means, but let's see here. This is an extreme attempt to polarize the gun community, says Phil. I don't know how. How? Why? Because the fudge are going to be like, oh, it's just an arm brace? I mean, we polarize our own community. The gun community is the worst community I've ever been a part of, because all they like to do is infight about stupid fucking shit, which is exactly why we would never win a real fight against somebody like the government, because we can't fucking get along. We're like fucking ISIS and Al-Qaeda and, just factions of people that believe one stupid ideology or another. Instead of just saying, you know what? Guns are cool. Second Amendment says we can own guns. I don't care what kind of guns. I don't care how short it is, how long it is, what caliber it is, what color it is. I don't care what you put on it, what you put in it. I don't care when you put it in. I don't care if you wear it. If we just said that and we all sang Kumbaya fucking Ya and went to Washington with that kind of a thing and everybody agreed, we'd be good. Let's see here. In the past, it's past time that we take a stand. This is Door Kickers Union, not only us manufacturers, but the people as a whole. Absolutely. Drew Boy Pro down in Florida at WFT, looking like an older, hotter Johnny Bravo. Thanks, buddy. By the way, congratulations on your on Melina saying yes when you asked her to marry you at WFT in the middle of a training scenario. That was fucking awesome. Let's see here. Free men don't ask her permission. That's right, Phil. That's right. Say goodbye to my SIG braces. I'm telling you, you're gonna be able to buy those. You're gonna be able to buy those fucking. You're gonna be able to buy those mod ones. all day long. I'm telling you, that's still going to be legal. The Mod 1 is the perfect arm brace. It is literally designed to be a fucking brace, and it happens to be fairly rigid. So it's cool. Let's see. Any news on the Polymer 80 situation? Yeah, basically. I was kind of shocked when I read the gun, what is it, the GSA, on the definition of a firearm. The definition of a firearm is what they're using to say that buy, build, shoot kits. Just buy, build, shoot kits. The ATF is saying 80% lowers, especially those with a determination letter like Poly 80, are perfectly fine to buy. But what's not fine is for a manufacturer or a dealer to sell a box that contains a Poly 80, a slide, a barrel, a trigger kit, springs, and everything else required. I mean, you might as well put bullets in the box, right? They are saying, in the definition, it's readily convertible to fire. Readily. If you look at the definition of readily, it's pretty simple. And the Poly 80 is readily convertible if you have all the parts in one place. It is so fucking easy that monkeys could do it. So that's the problem. The word is readily. And you know what? Back when we started selling 80s, we were so scared of that definition that we would not allow you to buy a trigger group and an 80 in the same order. And for some reason, we've gotten away from that. Even now I'm talking about a fucking 80 that you got to mill, not one that you need a Dremel or a fucking drill to do. Anyway, so that's what the Poly 80 situation is. Let's see here. I did hear on the Poly 80 situation that the ATF did subpoena, since they could not get the data from Poly 80 on who bought them. They got the data from the credit card processing companies. And so if you bought a Poly 80 and you're a felon, you're going to have a knock on your door, and you better put your dog away. Let's see here. And I don't feel sorry for you, because if you're a felon and you're building a gun to get around a federal law, you've broken a federal law and you're a felon again. If you don't like that, fucking unfollow me. Let's see here. I spent too much money on brace pistols to give them up. Then don't give them up. You get to fucking register them for free, or hopefully you can just modify them slightly to meet the definition. I'm just being real here. We can all talk about fighting it all day long, but just being real here that, it's fucking free. And Millworks, do you own any NFA items? What is putting your name on the list twice going to do? Let's see. So the next step is to a mandatory buyback. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do a mandatory buyback. Matter of fact, they're saying that you have to destroy it. They're not paying you shit if you don't register it. That's not in here. You know what the next step is, though? And this is what's really scary. It's just like bump stocks, right? Bump stocks happen, and now this is going to happen. This, my friends, is a dry run to put AR-15s and all semi-automatic rifles on the NFA. This is exactly how they're going to do it. They're going to see how well this went, and they're going to do the same thing with AR-15s. And you're going to have to, they're going to say it's an NFA item. We're going to give you amnesty. They're going to make everybody register them. And then they're going to make them a $200 tax stamp moving forward. And the ATF agents are all going to be driving fucking Bentleys and Lamborghinis because of the amount of tax money that'll be flowing in. And by the way, we're coming into a Democrat period of time, and that's how this works, folks. Welcome to higher taxes. Let's see. Time to build an AR-10 pistol stat. Absolutely. They are saying that any guns that were purchased or built before this letter is published are covered. Anything bought or purchased after this letter is published is not. So right now, if this is happening at 9 a.m. Central, you have 21 minutes to buy a fucking pistol. All right, let's see here. Does it affect the Roni pistol stabilizer? No, I would not see any way that it does. Let's see here. Unless you put a scope on your Roni or a front grip. So this is basically an opinion of the ATF that they will enforce. Well, actually, this is an opinion of the DOJ that the ATF is being told to enforce. Or at least that's the plausible deniability part of it. Let's see here. Where am I going to agree to this? I want to use my college education for something. Instagram sucks dick. That's correct. Shoving the second into Cali, New York, and Connecticut would be fantastic. Yes, I like the way you're thinking, RW. Sig Glockencolt, a.k.a. Thick Cock and Butt. No fuds, jokes, bro. Love you, Millworks. Your statement about industry's inbred dogmatic horseshit is out fucking standing. Thank you. Black rifles matter. Yes, they do. We should launch that shirt again tomorrow. Are we going to war with China? God, that would be awesome. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. True Boy Pro, thank you. Let's see. Chinese trading cold weather warfare in Canada. Yeah, that's it. Let's see here. All 80% lowers get turned into guns anyway. Ghost guns have been out for a while now. Let's see here. If you're a felon, fuck you. Trump hasn't helped us at all. I can't wait for all you Trump haters to find out what the next 4 years is going to be like. Oh, it's going to be bad. Let's see here. I might actually move out of the country. Like literally, if they make everything I do illegal, I'm out. Let's see. None of these new made-up laws will prevent a crime. You're correct. It's 1994 all over again. Blah, blah, blah. Taxation without representation. Yes, sir. That's how it gets started. Let's see. Of course, Trump will be a no-show. That's right. He doesn't fucking care. Come and take it. No, dude, that's not what we're going to say. We're going to have intelligent thought, and we're going to articulate a political position about a product that improves our lives. We're not going to say Mullah and Labe. We're not going to say fuck the ATF or repeal the NFA. We can say that all we want here, but on the ATF, on the Department of Justice deal, please be intelligent. You know what? Firearms Policy Coalition, gun policy, please write up something that people can copy and paste. That would be fucking awesome. I guarantee you moms that demand action are doing that for all their Karens. But anyway, I got to fucking eat more of this mush so that I can keep my sleeves tight. I gotta go do my hair. I'll see you guys later.